So, what remained the most remarkable and puzzling monuments throughout the human history was the pyramids of the ancient Egypt. Awful time and weather have been severed on the Egypt's residential buildings, towns, and villages. Several temples and statues, however, especially the pyramids ones, have survived extraordinarily. So today, and also the temples and the statues provide us the information about the ancient Egyptian period. The ancient Egypt was the long civilization which lasts for more than 3,000 years, and there was at least 13 consecutive dynasties of queens and kings in the royal families. The pyramids were constructed as tombs or burial places for Egyptian pharaohs and their families. The ancient Egyptians passionately believed in life after death. Their entire culture, in fact, revolved around that belief. Kings and queens often spent a lot of time and valuable goods preparing for their life after death by collecting grave goods or building tombs. Moreover, Egyptians believed that they could be assured afterlife only if their bodies could be preserved from destruction. When a pharaoh died, in order to ensure an eternal life, the corpse was dried out and wrapped in linens to prevent decaying, which turned into the mummy. The concept might be changed in the modern society, but the ancient Egyptians believed if a mummy was destroyed, his or her soul would be destroyed as well. In contrast, if the mummy was preserved, the soul would be immortal, or should I say, living on. The ancient Egyptians believed the dead people could take his or her earthly possessions along down the grave. While, however, the Western idea was that you can't take your belongings when you die. Before dying, pharaohs had special tombs built for a purpose, is to hide their bodies and their treasures. In the early years of the ancient Egypt, these tombs were pyramids. Some constructions were built to deceive thieves. However, they outsmarted the mechanisms and took all the food and treasures they found within the pyramids. The actual constructions of pyramids were, however, in the first and second dynasties, was the kind of tomb where people called it mastaba was really popular among the pharaohs. A mastaba looked like a flat-top rectangle like a bench. The pointed pyramidal, the renowned one, was nothing more than an enhancement of the mastaba. The first one was built in the third dynasty, and it was built for King Zeus. The architect who involved in building it was named Imhotep. He constructed as it was constructed as a series of giant steps called a step pyramid. It wasn't until the fourth dynasty that the most famous pyramid was built, the three great pyramids of Giza. These three pyramids were the best preserved in Egyptian period. Also, there was another pyramid as well, which was built for King Khufu, also called Cheops by the Greeks, which therefore the pyramid was also called the Pyramid of Cheops. It was estimated that 2.3 million blocks of limestone were used to build the Great Pyramid, while the base covered 5.3 hectares, which was enough to hold 10 football fields. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is considered to be the wonder of Egyptian architecture. It didn't take any use of mechanisms. About 400,000 men worked for more than 20 years to build it, but in fact, not every statistic is correct. So, at least we know that more than 100,000 people worked to build any single pyramid, while most workers were slaves. None of the later pyramids that were built during the next 13 to 14 centuries were nearly as large or as magnificent as the Pyramid of Giza. Pyramids were impressive and lasting monuments, but they were all too visible. They invited intruders to break into them, and eventually, one of the pharaohs decided to sacrifice publicity for safety in the construction of his house of eternity. So, in general, when the ancient Greeks first saw the Great Pyramid of Egypt, the pyramids were already 2,000 years old. The Greeks called them one of the seven wonders of the world, while the six others were almost nothing remained for them. These pyramids of Egypt, however, are monuments to a great Asian civilization and also represent the people's endless search for eternal recognition and eternal life.